Greetings, travellers. Eric's UK here for day 3 of RPG Day 2020. Today's topic is thread, and I've got to be very honest, I have no clue what to do for thread. I've spent a few days thinking about this. What do you touch on? Thread, what does that mean? Talk about internet forum threads of clothing, and that's when I had an idea. We, as gamers, we often talk about tabletop role-playing games, we talk about collectible card games, and we talk about wargaming. But a variation of role-playing that requires you to be wearing threads is live action role playing. I have only ever tried it, I'm going to say once, but it was actually more than once. Back in the late 90s, when my friends and I were heavily into Vampire the Masquerade, we had a live action vampire group over in Cambridge. And we thought we'd give it a try, and we did it, I think, for about a year, maybe just under. And it was run by an organisation called the Camarilla, who if I remember correctly, it's been a long time, but they were like a almost global, I say global, but organisation where everybody's games were set in the same world, and there was some sort of linkage between it all. And it was actually really quite cool. It was run by a really cool guy called Ozzy, and we had a good bit of fun with it. Another friend of mine by the name of Pete Clayton was involved in a fantasy group here in the UK called the Lorien Trust, who did I think several events over each year. And he was quite high up with them, and I don't know if he ran his own faction within that particular organisation, or whatever. But some of the friends went away. That sort of thing, running around in the countryside, dressed up, didn't really appeal to me. But it was something that some of our friends at the tabletop went and played on a few occasions. And I think live action roleplay is one of those things that gets a little bit of a down negative treatment. I think even from other role players, it's seen as nerdy, which is quite ironic. It wasn't my cup of tea, ultimately. I prefer sitting around a table playing as we normally do. But if you want to take your role playing further, and you want to try something that's a bit more social, a bit more in character, has inbuilt campaigns and will last for years and years and years, and perhaps you're even quite good at or quite fancy taking the idea of making your own costumes and makeup and whatever, I would recommend looking at it, giving it a try, even if it's just something different. It's a corner of the hobby gaming and role-playing aspects that just doesn't get a lot of coverage these days, I don't think. But it's certainly something I think you could probably give it a try if you're interested. Anyway, that's all I could think up for thread. It's quite an awkward one. But I'll be interested to see whether you've had any experiences with live action role-playing, or LARP, yourselves. Anyway, until next time, take care, good gaming, bye.